welcome and welcome back. As you can see, we've got another Rainbow High doll here to unbox today. This time we've got Georgia Bloom. I have really high hopes for her. I'm hoping that this is better than my last couple of Rainbow High dolls that I got. The Jet Dawson Collector's Edition and then the Jade from the Winter Break. Both were not quite what I was hoping for, so kind of hoping for better things with Georgia here. I have noticed recently that my doll unboxing videos have been really long. I don't know why I'm talking so much. I don't feel like I'm talking super slowly. I guess I just have so much to say, but I'm going to try to be like a little quicker and not drone on so much and zoom through this one while still getting you guys all of the in-depth details that you need and want. So we're going to be quick at this part here. Obviously you can see the front of her box. Back of the box, we have all the new characters for Series 3. I do have a couple of more that I'm planning on reviewing, so definitely keep an eye out for those. And then, as a few other people have pointed out, on the side, we now have a seal telling us what each character is focused on. So Georgia is performance focused. As someone who doesn't watch the show, or really know the characters as, like, proper characters, I probably will forget that. But, in case you wanted to know, now you know. But yes, she looks beautiful in box. I will say I did notice while looking through my camera that on camera, all of her colors look a lot more disjointed, and in person they seem to be like closer in tone, which I find very interesting. So I don't know if that's going to translate through the editing process, but if everything looks kind of like it's a bunch of very different shades, do know that in person she looks a lot more cohesive. That's just kind of like my first little note. But yes, that is Georgia in box. We're going to go ahead and take just a brief second to unbox her off screen, and I will be right back with y'all with all the details. Give me 1 second. Okay, here we are, all unpackaged. We are, as per usual, going to start with the boring stuff, which includes a peach sparkly stand, and then a matching peach sparkly comb. The hangers are a really lovely color. I feel like it's not showing up as vibrant on camera, but it is what I would usually call a neon pastel orange, which is like my favorite color ever. I think it's so pretty. So very happy. I know like I'm literally doting about the color of hangers, but I'm so excited about this. I guess considering that this is a peach themed doll, this is just peach and I've been calling it pastel neon orange. I don't know. It's fine. It doesn't matter what it's called. It's a beautiful color. That's what's important. Okay, boring stuff, good stuff. I'm gonna start with the purse. This is my first purse from Rainbow High, and I actually really like it. The handles, the molded plastic, I think is really nice. The little, like, sewn-on flower detail, it does have a little baby faux pearl in there. And then, of course, the print to match her second outfit. And it is a functioning purse. You could fit something inside there. I actually think this is really lovely quality for a doll purse. It's, like, cute and functional and feels really nice. So absolutely an A+ on the purse. The matching clothing I think I'm slightly less excited about. I will say the straps on this shirt are awesome. The little faux buckles are also an RH, and I'm not a huge RH fan. Like, I'm kind of overseeing the RH and the rainbow printed everywhere, but I do think that turning that into a buckle is quite clever, so I still have to give them props for that. We've got the fake buttons going down here, but if you look here, you can see two little holes in the fabric where it was like secured into the packaging. And I think it's because the fabric has so much print on it, because it says rainbow in that peach font all over it, that it has become almost plasticky feeling. Like, it almost doesn't feel like a fabric anymore. And so I think because it's so unmalleable, the holes are really obvious in this one, which is a little disappointing. Thankfully, it's off to the side, so it's not the most noticeable. But yeah, I think the print was a little too much for this particular fabric. You can kind of even see, like, it's a little shiny. And I don't think it's because it's shiny fabric. I think it's because there's so much printed on it. So, kind of a miss with that. The skirt then does have a few extra threads, same like shiny fabric, but overall quite nice. We've got more of these 3D flowers with the little pearls, which I think is a really sweet detail. I think it's pretty quality. Like, I'm not going to tug it super hard because I'm definitely strong enough to rip it out. It's just a little flower. But they're on there pretty well. Like, they're not just going to fall off, at least mine. And then the mesh inlay with the faux pearls Also looks really good all the way around, and I don't seem to be missing any. So aside from, like, the too much print on the fabric and a couple of little stray strings, actually made quite nicely. So far, so good. We're doing okay. We have got a little tube top here. I love the color again with this. I think that is absolutely gorgeous. The faux pearls are just around the front. But I do like that they added 2 little darts in here, so it's not just like a shapeless, strapless top, if that makes sense. We've seen a couple of those, but this one has a little bit of something to it, so I think that's pretty cool. Moving on to Georgia herself. She's got a ton of barrettes in her hair. I think it's interesting that they mixed gold and silver, because I feel like some people I used to have a real problem with mixing metallics, and it's still not my favorite thing to do. But I actually think it looks really good on her. Again, could do without all of like the rainbow and sparkle everywhere, but I know that that's just the brand. It's okay. Her face is by far one of my favorite that Rainbow High has ever done. It is like still a little bit unnatural, I guess you could say. Like there's definitely a little bit of purple to the eyes, but mostly she looks more natural. Like her eyes are more of a brown tone. Her skin tone is absolutely gorgeous. I think the whole face looks really good. Like the makeup is so beautiful. She just looks so pretty. I can't stop staring at her. She's so gorgeous. I think the faces in Series 3 are some of my favorite faces that they've done. Oh my god, just absolutely beautiful. Then the hair. I know some other people have pointed this out, and it is definitely true. She's pretty thinly rooted. Obviously, restyling this so that it's not separated like it is in the box can kind of mask that a little bit better, but that doesn't change the fact that it isn't rooted great. Like, this definitely feels a lot thicker over here than this very middle section. Not a fan of that. However, I will say that she literally doesn't have any product in her hair as far as I can feel. I'm so used to opening Rainbow High dolls and them being stiff for no good reason, like even straight hair being just gelled to death. And her hair is so fluffy, like, and bouncy, and these curls are gorgeous. And they're also as soft as petting my cat. This hair feels so incredible. So, like, I know it's not great quality, that she's not rooted well, but I'm gonna be honest, I would happily trade like the little bit of rooting for hair that looks this good and feels this soft. I'm in awe. Like I'm so excited. The first thing I did when I unboxed her is I literally looked at my husband and I was like, there's no gel in her hair. This feels so good. And again, I don't know what it is specifically with the peach. I feel like the peach color is not coming up as vibrant on camera as it should be, because it's a beautiful pastel peach color, and it's kind of showing up a little bit more blondie on here. But we do have a couple of colors, just a lot of dimension. I love the hair, okay? I really love the hair. Then moving down, we've got like what I would call kind of a granny sweater. I actually love the texture of it. There's a few different like stitches and everything in here. You can see it. Different colors. Quite soft. Seems like it would be very, very cozy to wear. Just a regular old sweater. I like this one a lot because it's not like super branded or anything. Like it's just a nice sweater. It does have RH very tiny on the little buttons here. But that's the kind of RH branding that I feel like I can deal with, and I think that that looks good. I like it a lot. I don't know. I think lately I'm a sucker for dolls with like knit clothing. I just feel like you don't see that as much with dolls, so I really, really enjoy it. Feels quite quality. Like there's definitely these pieces that are raised, but they're meant to be raised. It's not like loose strings. Good on the sweater. Then we have, true to her name, a little peach embroidered little spaghetti strap top. I think it's really cute. I definitely think that it's quite on trend. A little peach emoji. Simple, adorable. I love it. Jeans, again, have RH printed on them. It's bigger. It's kind of all over the place. I still like it better than the literally all over skirt that we've got going on the side here. The pockets do have like extra detail printed onto them, which I think is pretty cute. And I like the little cuff jean. You know, again, I think that it's very on trend, unlike what you might see from Barbie Extra. Not that I want to always bash on Barbie, but I feel like the little cuff jeans is something that I would see someone walking down the street wearing, whereas not every other doll on the market is doing that. So very, very into that. We've got little socks underneath here that do match her second outfit, and then her shoes. I just realized I forgot to talk about the first pair of shoes. Sorry, I'm a disaster. But these shoes, really cute. I like the sneakers. I think maybe I'm biased because I can't personally wear heels because I just definitely don't have the balance for them. But I really like that we're getting more sneakers on these dolls. The semi-transparent sole, absolutely love it. And the paint job looks really nice. We've got a lot of different colors going on, a lot of different molding, and it all seems quite good to me. There's like, I can't even tell if that's a scuff or if that's, I think that's intentional. It's on both shoes. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. But I feel like we definitely have the quality back that I was afraid was going to be missing again. Very happy with that. Then, sorry, we have to, like, end on the Faery shoes. I forgot. These are so, so cute. They are clear. They obviously match the second outfit pretty well. There's a lot of the same pattern going on, which is interesting, because I feel like sometimes Rainbow High dolls switch it up a little bit more. I'm not super mad at it. It's pretty cool. Obviously, I am a sucker for the clear plastic, so that's probably affecting my judgment. But yeah, I mean, I also like the Converse style, so definitely a fan of these shoes. The only thing I will say is that they are weirdly oily. I'm assuming that that is intentional and like something to protect the shoes, because it was just these shoes. None of the other stuff that came in the box is oily. It's kind of weird. So if you know what that's about, let me know down in the comments below, but I mean, it's fine. I'm just gonna wash it off, so yeah. Overall, I really, really love the quality of the pieces. Some of the pieces aren't my exact style, not really what I would want to display on my doll, but I do think that they look pretty darn good. There's only one thing here or there that I would say isn't as quality as I would be hoping for. Her hair rooting, again, I know that that's a really big issue, and for like $27, something like that, these dolls definitely should have fully rooted heads. But considering my last couple of Rainbow High reviews, I'm very, very happy that this one has gone better. And again, like, the softness of the hair, that immediately won me over. Like, I couldn't not like her as soon as I felt how soft her hair was. So that's going to be all of kind of my opinions on Georgia Bloom here. Definitely let me know how you guys are feeling about her down below in the comments, and who is your favorite character from Series 3. Like I said, I have a couple of more dolls on the way. These have been weirdly hard for me to find, but I have a couple more on the way for me to review, so definitely keep an eye out for those. And other than that, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day or your night or whatever it might be, and I'll catch you next week in the next video. Bye, guys!